The job search and digital recruitment landscape has been changing. Whether we're looking for work or hiring new talents, we find ourselves faced with unprecedented challenges. But what if those challenges actually represent a unique opportunity? An opportunity to bring us closer together as human beings. We've all been confronted with overwhelming situations in our lives. I know I have, especially when navigating the job market. And it hasn't become easier. In times of crisis, many employers have to look long and hard at their staff, forced to make tough decisions. In many ways, the startup hype had turned into fear over the past year. And people at the lower end of the earnings spectrum have been hit the hardest. That's only one major factor contributing to the shift on the job market. Mo Mubarak have been closely monitoring these developments as the CEO and head of the development at Moberries. He explains the tough circumstances many of us are facing today.
What scares me is these people who lose their jobs, they're getting pushed into what we call the on-demand economy. These people, they're getting then paid pretty much on doing tasks, not jobs anymore. And so how do we cover these people and protect them? Because society is traditionally dependent on upward mobility, how you're able to move up in society. Because I also tell this to the younger generation in other countries, like people I know in Detroit, I'm like, look, there was the booming era of the cars and your grandfathers, your fathers, everybody worked on this. And now we just want to abandon them. They're like, hey, we don't need you anymore. If you look at like what we call the Rust Belt in America, is that a lot of people's jobs have actually been automated. What we're seeing is people who used to work on factory lines and this and that. And we have founders who are like, AI is amazing, AI is this, but there's a human price to this because this is somebody that used to depend on this job to feed their family.
For some of us, change is a soft breeze. For others, it can turn into a thunderstorm. How we weather that storm is one of the biggest challenges of our time. We have to learn how to adapt to the complexities and opportunities of the modern world, both as a company and as individuals. And we have to find a way to do it without losing sight of what binds us together. One important dimension is for job search platforms to reflect the complexities of the job search process. To offer ways for employers and employees to streamline and diversify their ways of working.
Right now, we're in the age of really data-driven decision-making and everything. We're seeing an evolution from what we call shallow job platforms to deep integrated job platforms. I think especially in 2020, you can't say recruitment without really saying that it's really a standout component of talent acquisition. It's no longer just about the person that you want to find. It's about how do I find, and this is part of being data-driven, how do I find the person at the most cost-effective route? How do I streamline my process? How do I do less work but get more output? And that's why things like employer branding have come to the forefront. How do we plan, and knowing how our companies performed historically at maintaining this type of talent, how do we plan on getting them, acquiring them, and bringing them in, but then also keeping them?
Branding is the name of the game, not only for employers. On both ends of the spectrum, your brand plays a huge role in getting recognized on the job platform. For example, if you've done an internship at Google, even just the existence of that logo on your CV will make employers lean forward. It's also not just about these individual external brands though. It's about how they fit into your online identity, into your own brand. And that starts with what makes you stand out, your standards, your values.
People should do this test a lot of salespeople do. Where you're at is just put a line down a piece of paper and do the values and standards test. When I tell you values, make notes about people you look up to. And standards is to be honest with yourself. What standard of living are you aiming for? So it's really knowing who you are rather than letting everyone else tell you what they think you are. And if you're able to grasp that, then begin shaping your personal brand so that you can get this technology to work for you rather than you playing catch up. The proper usage of technology in recruitment, in sales, in everything that is human facing, which is relationship building, is how do we become high tech, which allows us to be high touch. So spend more time on person to person.
As greater technological advancements have made their ways into every aspect of our personal and professional lives, it has become much harder to see the forest for the trees. The phrase, "we all live on Zoom now," has entered our shared vocabulary. And of course, It has made communications much easier, but it's also incredibly easy to get lost in these innovations, to lose sight of what's really important.
In today's world, you're constantly being bombarded, told you're not good enough. You're being told, look at my success. You know, I tell this to my friends all the time. I've never seen somebody go on Instagram and put a story up or a picture and be like, today I took a lot of losses. Everybody wants to show you how much they're winning, right? And so if the perception is everybody's winning all the time, and why am I not winning enough? That's crazy to me. So that's why I say that really what you perceive to be reality becomes your reality.
Exactly. This sort of one-sided performative type of communication has come to define the way we perceive ourselves and one another. When your friend from high school just posted another picture of themselves in Bali, slurping on margaritas, and your brain goes like, man, why am I not doing that? In many ways, it has supplanted real and honest human connection. It's become increasingly difficult to come together in the same reality just to help each other out or to reinforce each other. And that's where networking comes in.
The best thing I ever learned was to give is better than to receive. You know, a lot of people, what they do is they're very reactive towards networking. They wait until they need something, and that's when they go looking for it. Today, you don't want to mean everything to everyone. The best way to kind of go in a direction and really build your brand is figure out who are my tribe? Who are the people that I will ride or die with? Who are the people who I love their image or who understand what I'm about, and cater to those people. You don't have to cater to everyone. And those people will hold you up way better than anyone else.
Yes, find your people. As tough as it is, it's 100% a matter of leaving your comfort zone. With the polarization of our public discourse over the last couple of years, it's become tougher and tougher to leave our bubbles. Forming relationships with people that are diverse and different from us is a huge part of building a sustainable community.
The more people that you can have that have heterogeneous thinking, they're all from different walks of life. I believe that as a human, my mother taught me that people are like the fingers of your hands. Not every finger can be the same. Every finger serves a different purpose. Your job is to understand them to get to work together.
The process of finding our tribe and bringing people from different backgrounds together greatly enhances both our work environments and our personal growth. Building and maintaining these kind of professional relationship is done in pretty much the same way as friendships are built, by being attentive and nurturing.
We're in this technological world, right? And we get overwhelmed. There's so much noise everywhere. And what does that do? It gives us a sense of we need to return to humanity. The reality of the matter is that we are instinctively human. And what makes us great leaders is the ability to show empathy. And so I know the best salespeople are like, hey, I haven't heard from this person in a while. Hey, how you doing? Hey, you know, I just want to tell you I miss you. I seen that picture. I'm glad you're doing great. I just want to tell you I love you. And to tell another human that you just love them because you've had history with them or whatever will go such a long way.
We all long for human connections, especially during tough times. It's the relationships we form with others that will get us through in the end, and that's how we find and embrace our humanity in our job search. It's that thing that will get us through the next opportunity to grow, and it strengthens our place in the communities we want to be a part of. It's up to us in the end to find the technologies we have at our disposal to facilitate these connections.
The trick is how do we continue to leverage technology to make our lives easier so that we can focus on what we were put on this earth to do, and that is be human, to live and discover what fulfills us, because technology and buying stuff is not what we were born to do in nature.
I'm Steve with the Argonauts. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more about Mo Mubarak or about us, just click the link under the video, and I will definitely see you in the next one.